Is sleep an issue for you? Are you experiencing hot flashes and night sweats? And no matter how tired you are at the end of the day, you just can't seem to get a good night's rest? And after a bad night of sleep, do you notice that you're really hungry the next day? And after several nights of not getting good rest in a row, you start to notice that the scale is creeping up? All through July, we're going to be taking a deep dive into metabolism, including how sleep affects it and what you can do to improve your sleep. I've got a ton of great information for you today, including 10 tips for better sleep. But before I get into all that good stuff, let me take a minute to introduce myself in case we haven't met yet. I'm Beth Ann Dice, and I'm a health and wellness expert who works with women approaching middle age who are ready to feel in control and healthy again. I've spent the last decade developing programs specifically for women using my 3M process that includes meals, movement, and mindset to take women from feeling run down and run over to ravishing and radiant. So now let's talk about sleep. But I want you to pay close attention because you're going to have your mind blown when I share with you a few stats about how much sleep can impact your metabolism and your health. So first, let's lay the groundwork with a very simplified explanation of what your metabolism actually is. So it's tempting to think of your metabolism as a thing, kind of like your body's speedometer that controls the rate that your body burns energy. But your metabolism is actually a very complex process where your body turns the food you eat into the energy that you need to burn. And since you have dozens of trillions of cells, you can just imagine how complicated that process is. So there's a long list of things that affect your metabolism, including many things that you can't control, like your age, gender, genetics, and more. But the good news is there are many things that you can do to rev up or even slow down your metabolism based on your lifestyle choices. And you guessed it, sleep falls into the category of things that we can control. So, remember my question about feeling hungry the day after a restless night? Well, scientists believe that this is linked to the disruption of two key hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin signals your body to feel hungry, and leptin signals when you feel full. I like to think of it as my body's shut-off valve. So when you don't get enough sleep, your body can release more of the hunger hormone and less of the feeling full hormone. So now you can see how you can end up eating more, but never feeling fully satisfied. Plus, because you're tired, you may have less willpower. And not getting enough rest can also activate a part of your brain that is especially sensitive to how you see and smell food, which can make you want to eat even more. So all of that just lays the groundwork for taking in more calories than your body really needs. So this leads me to the second part of how not getting enough sleep can affect your metabolism, and that has to do with the burning off of that fuel. So we're going to talk about that scale going up. It is a real thing. In fact, researchers found that when adults were limited to 5 hours of sleep or less a night over 5 nights, they actually gained weight. And they put on close to an average of 2 pounds. And that's just over 5 nights. Imagine what happens when you repeatedly don't get enough sleep. And another study found that only getting 5 hours of sleep at night cut the rate of fat loss by more than 50%. And of course, the worst thing for sleep is stressing about not getting enough sleep. So here are 10 things that you can do to set yourself up for a good night's sleep. Maintain a regular sleep schedule. And keep in mind that sleeping on the weekends to catch up on sleep that you missed earlier in the week is a fallacy. Get some sunshine in the morning to reinforce your natural circadian rhythm. Also, get in some exercise during the day. Among other things, this can help with your body's stress hormone, and it can make you feel more physically tired, so your body wants to sleep when it is time to go to sleep at night. And if naps get in the way of your sleep routine, which I can tell you they probably are, try to avoid them, especially later in the day. But a short cat nap after lunch is fine, 15 minutes or less, if you are lucky enough to be able to take one. So we've all heard that we should avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol before bed, but typically what do? We have caffeine, heavy meals, and alcohol before bed. Let's try to cut that back. Also, dimming your lights a few hours before bed can help also get your body and head in the mindset of it's time to sleep. You want to limit your blue screens a few hours before bedtime. So yes, this includes your phone and your TV. And one of the most important things that you can do is create an environment for sleep. So you want to use your bedroom only for sleep. You want to get that home office out of there, take out the TV, invest in some really good quality bedding and some room darkening window coverings. I always recommend that you keep a food and mood journal. This should include sleep, and it can also help you identify foods that are spurring hot flashes and night sweats, or even cause you to toss and turn at night. And finally, consider using a white noise machine or a phone app, but be sure to turn off the notifications on your phone. And don't be afraid to experiment with different things to find out what helps you sleep better. And if none of these seem to work for you, it's worth bringing it up to your doctor at your next visit, because your sleep affects so much beyond your metabolism. And watch for details on my upcoming 5-day Metabolic Jumpstart Challenge later this month. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week for another installment of Wellness Wednesday. And in the meantime, make your mid-years your best years.